want to take a moment to begin this video and talk about this struggle we're having with this channel. It's really kind of the way that gun channels are interacting with Google and YouTube is affecting us, and it's affecting our ability to be able to produce content. So I want to take a moment and just ask you, support us on Patreon, where a lot of the content we can't put here is going, and it supports this ministry. Welcome to a series called He Trains My Hands for War, where we're going through the book of Joshua verse by verse to see what it is like to be in the army of the living God, to see what it means to be a part of that, to obey his every order and every command and have victory after victory after victory in the face of certain defeat, because you're the army of the living God. Just like David said to Goliath, who is this Philistine think he is to think he can stand up against the army of the living God? And then he just confidently went out and whooped him. But to have an entire people group like that is unheard of. We've never seen it before then, and we haven't seen it after then. And there's always a remnant on this earth, but not an entire nation. And we probably won't see it again until tribulation, with the warring of the saints. So it's important that we understand, well, what does it mean to be a part of the army of the living God and the warring of the saints? Well, he's a never-changing God. He's the same then as he is now. So it's very important we study the book of Joshua to understand how we can stand in the face of certain defeat during the time of tribulation. And where we are in this book is we have reached that place where they're getting ready to cross the Jordan River. The Jordan River is gushing with water on the banks, is what it says. But the second those priests step their feet into that gushing river, it dries up until everybody's crossed over. And we're talking millions of people too, by the way. So we're going to kind of take a look at what that looks like and how did this all happen. And we're just going to pick it up there in Joshua 3, starting verse 14. So it was when the people set out from their camps to cross over the Jordan, with the priests bearing the Ark of the Covenant before the people. And as those who bore the Ark came to the Jordan, and the feet of the priests who bore the Ark dipped in the edge of the water, for the Jordan overflows all its banks during the whole time of harvest, that the waters which came down from upstream stood still, and rose in a heap very far away at Adam, the city that is beside Zaratan. So the waters that went down into the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, failed and were cut off. And the people crossed over opposite Jericho. Then the priests who bore the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, and all Israel crossed over on dry ground until all the people had crossed completely over. So this is a little bit different than the Red Sea. The Red Sea parted. One side of the sea went one way, one side of the sea went the other. This is very different. This is a supernatural dam. This isn't a beaver dam. This isn't like rocks that fell and blocked the river temporarily. No, this was literally like an invisible spiritual wall at the city of Adam, completely stopped everything, just completely stopped it. It all, the Bible says it stood still, like it literally, like it stood still, like upstream stood still. The water flow stopped. Downstream just kept on going until it was dry at the moment that the priests stepped their feet in. Now, here's the peculiar thing is we're looking about 40 to 50 miles away. And ultimately, so that had to happen. And how long does it take water to travel 40, 50 miles? So the timing of it all is really incredible for them to gather 1 million people together, and we've talked about, follow. We see the ark go by, start following it, gather your tribe, start following it, stay, so far away from it. Make sure you don't touch it. Make sure you don't do this. Make sure you do that. All this organization of 1 million people at the direction of God, just to have the priests, the moment that they're carrying this ark, and the water is gushing, by the way, and as soon as they step their foot in the river, something that took place 40 to 50 miles away is affecting them right in that split second. It's only God. It's things like that, and I just kind of want to reflect on their ancestors. They saw the Red Sea part, their parents. And now they're seeing just, all of a sudden, wow, it dried up. And even though this is a very different thing, it's very significant how this took place. Because when their parents saw the Red Sea part and they crossed across a sea that, walls of water on both sides, and they cross this sea and they get to the other side and they watch it collapse on their enemy, and immediately they're cursing God and afraid, like, what, he just brought us over here to starve to death, But here, these people, they don't even question what's happening. They just step into the water. It's still gushing when they step in, but they confidently step in, and they cross over, and then they go to war, just like they were told to do. It's really just incredible. When miracles, physical miracles, take place around us, these are the things that make you realize we're on God's side here. God is on our side. We're together in this war. God is a warrior, and he loves a warrior. And in this moment, we're together. We're fighting this battle together. Just like in the Army, the Army Corps of Engineers who kind of manipulate their ways around waters and things like that. It's like God being that aspect in that moment. He's the Corps of Engineers in your army in that moment, and it's perfect. And then as soon as you're crossed over, he's on to the next thing. This is so incredibly important to understand as people that will be a part of tribulation, and you're going to pick one side or the other. Most of you, I'm sorry, are going to go with the Antichrist. And it's just written in here. You're going to be manipulated. Even the elect will be deceived and follow the Antichrist. But a remnant, will stand in the face of what the rest of the world is saying. Well, you're wrong. Our Antichrist, he's right. You're the wrong one. And now let's go kill those people. To stand there and know that God is, every step, he's doing a miracle. Every step of the way. And all you have to do is follow in his instructions. That's it. It's not that complicated. So I hope this video helps. Stick with us. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.